My headset. Okay, I can hear it. Greg, say something.
Testing.
Got it.
You're live.
We're
Are we live on Facebook?
Music. Cue music.
We don't just stop. He says we're live. We're rarely live.
Keep playing, Greg. Don't listen to Doug.
Don't. We cut it out. I can't think with the music.
Doug assumes that
makes
because
me
he
wanna
can't
sing.
You
hear.
know how many people I've had tell me stop playing?
Hold on, Doc. You've got to
Just
adjust the
doesn't-
camera.
I can
Greg
hear
is
all
on.
of a sudden. We must be on now.
Greg.
So, coming to you from...
Oh,
What?
there
What's the
he
matter?
is.
We're on.
But he's
Don't
not,
worry
but
about
he's
it.
not here.
He does this every single show.
I do it every single show because you begin and we're not really on.
You don't see that we're on, but
Well,
we're
I
on.
see that we're on.
All right. So I'm going to start.
Greg isn't on.
I'm going to start.
You start.
All right.
Okay, Greg, you stop. He's going to start.
No, keep playing. Keep playing. What? No, but we should be.
You need to stop bickering.
Coming to you from the Hamilton Radio Studios in beautiful downtown Robbinsville, New Jersey. This is Funny Talk with Mangelli and Max, sponsored by J. Irwin Productions. I'm Tom Mangelli.
He's Tom Mangelli.
And he's Doug Max, with our guest, comic musician and all-around nice guy, Greg Rapport.
Hey, guys.
Say hi, Greg.
Hi, Greg.
Thank you.
right.
Remember, if you need to organize a fundraiser or comedy event in North Jersey or Rockland County for your organization, contact Jack Hoffman at J. Irwin Productions. He'll maximize revenue and keep the laughter rolling to ensure a successful event. Contact Jack at jirwinproductions.com and tell him Funny Talk sent you.
He can only maximize revenue in North Jersey?
Yes.
What does he do in South Jersey? Lose money?
He loses money like out the wazoo,
If I'm from South Jersey,
Which
I'm
is-
calling him tomorrow.
which is painful.
All right.
Jack at jirwinproductions.com for all your comedy needs.
Now, while my co-host Doug is wrestling the alligator, I'd like to give a big shout out to my nephew Nick Mangelli, who is starting up his second successful year at Drexel University in Philly, and my other nephew Chris Mangelli, who helped the West Orange High School Marching Mountaineers win first place at the Scotch Plains Fanwood Marching Band Competition. Can I get a woohoo?
Woohoo!
Thank you.
Hey, Doc, you can tighten up the camera maybe.
There's only 3.5 of us.
And can we do something about the shine on our foreheads?
Hey,
Yeah, don't lose your hair.
no racist remarks from you.
I don't want people on the radio to be upset with the shine.
Hey, am I the only one with hair tonight?
You are. You have more hair than both of us.
On my ass.
Anyway, so, Tom,
Yes.
how was your week?
My week was great. This past weekend, I had my 40-year high school reunion. 40. That's 40.
I've got my 45th high school reunion coming up in like 3 weeks.
Really?
Yeah. So
Are
how
you,
was
are
your
you gonna
reunion?
go?
Huh?
Are you going?
I am.
Really?
Yeah. I live in the town where my.
Are you coming back? Fingers crossed.
Offer me $5.
That's
Maybe
more
I
than
won't.
you made in comedy this year.
Anyway, so did you recognize everybody at your reunion?
No,
40
there's
years
like
later, Tom?
90% of the people I swear I never met before. There's like this very cliquey high school I went to.
Did they know you?
Some of them, but most of them, no.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like the rest of my comedy audiences.
Yeah, tell her. Are you glad you went?
I am. I'm glad I went. It was nice. It was fun. The last one I went to was 20 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah, but it was fun.
Could I give a shout out? I just went to my 51st 8th grade reunion. This is God's honest truth. And some of them might be
Get
listening
the
tonight
hell outta
because
here.
they want to hear a couple of my songs like without paying the cover. So if you guys are out there, hi.
That is funny.
Ventnor Avenue School.
I
Yeah.
do want to give a shout out to the organizers of the Wayne Valley High School Class of '79 reunion. Roger Holly, Francine Leff, and Rosemary Rodriguez. You did a great job. Can I get a woohoo?
Woohoo!
Woohoo!
So since it seems to be we're starting a tradition, I'd like to give a shout out to you know who you are. Woohoo! Can I get a woohoo?
All right then.
Okay,
So
we've got an Internet Explorer protection alert.
I wanna
Are we
thank-
doing something wrong, Doc?
no, it probably is. So I want to thank everyone who's tuning in. Our special guest this evening is Greg Rapport.
Hey.
Greg, tell us about yourself again.
I was born in a log cabin in Springfield, Massachusetts.
Thank you. Who else do we have on tonight, Tom?
That was quick.
Were you really born in a log cabin?
No, sometimes.
Oh, come on.
Sometimes I just talk. I live someone else's life.
Our show is all about authenticity. I don't know if you've,
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
everything we do is authentic.
I've seen a log cabin, so
Okay.
I bought the syrup.
Not really, that's not really a good
Did
syrup.
you have Lincoln Logs as a toy as a kid?
Exactly.
I
That-
loved Lincoln Logs.
Tom used to put maple syrup on his Lincoln
honestly.
Logs.
Okay.
Okay.
No? I don't know why that, never mind.
Did you ever step on a Lincoln Log with bare feet?
Painful.
Yes,
Painful to step on a Lego now that
Lego.
we're talking about foot pain.
even more. But now, as I'm getting older and I get neuropathy, I can step on a whole Lego village and I wouldn't know it.
Doesn't hurt, huh?
No.
Good.
This is our disease state segment on Funny Talk
Aging comics.
with Mangelli and Max. So, how's the bursitis, Tom?
Huh?
So listen, I've been hearing a lot in the news.
You've been hearing nothing. That's the problem.
Anyway, I heard that our Congress is finally going to be bringing impeachment into the I guess the
Wait.
Congress cafeteria.
Wait a minute.
Yes. It's
Impeachment. They're adding a
right,
little
it's-
flavor, which I think is great.
It's
Because what I had heard it was always vanilla or chocolate, and I'm like, you know, we need a little more flavor in Congress.
Uh-huh.
So
now,
they were talking. I don't know why it made the news, but all this, every network was. I was flipping through. Every network was talking about the impeachment,
you mean the impeachment. Peachmint is not a flavor.
like an ice cream.
Yeah,
Impeachment.
Yeah, no, yeah. It's not a flavor.
What is it?
Impeachment. Impeach.
In peach.
Yeah,
How do you
that's
get
like-
it? A pit is in
it's a
peach.
peach grown with GMOs.
Is this a hearing problem?
I think so.
Impeachment.
Yes. Remember Nixon? I'm not a crook.
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Bill Clinton.
Did I tell you I used to have, this is true, I used to have recurring dreams about Richard Nixon. It was disturbing as all hell. I didn't know why. But like,
Come to me, Tom.
he'd be standing in front of these iron gates in Saddlebrook.
Pray with me, Tom. Let's get down on our knees.
It was so
Tom, you
bizarre.
move me.
Anyway, I digress. So Greg Kinnear, I was going to call you. Greg
Really?
Rapport.
Yes.
Yes. Do you have a good relationship with people?
I do.
Oh, stop. So, Greg, you may or may not know, I think we told you last time, we have a large international listening audience. I don't know that we have a large international watching audience.
I don't know.
But people, Doc will tell us what countries we have following us. But so people might not connect your name with rapport.
Well.
So rapport
yeah,
is a
that's-
word that means to build trust and confidence and believability.
But that's not a real name, right?
Rapport?
Yeah.
Is that a stage name or is
Well, it's not a stage name because I don't go on that many stages.
that? Speaking
But
of
it's an Ellis
stages-
Island.
Oh, is that right?
You know, convulsion of the real name.
Which was?
The real name was Rappaport.
I remember we had that discussion.
Yeah.
Okay. I know some people that call you Rappaport
And
and other
You
things.
should say your pronunciation is like Stephen Colbert does it. It's I guess you do. Report.
You can
say it's report.
You can correct people and say I'm not Rappaport, like that play that was on Broadway.
yes, indeed. But after a while, you just stop correcting people.
I'm sure.
You know, what's the point?
Somebody called me Mangello this morning. I said there's always room for Mangello.
And I'll have people come up to me, like MCs, and they want to check my name, and they'll go, "Is it 1X or 2? You're saying my name. How do you say Max with 2 X's different than Max with 1X? I've had people say, is it CK? What does it matter how you spell it? You're
Really?
going to say Doug Max. And people, they don't mess that up. I feel bad for comics. I don't know how you mess up a Mangelli, but
Oh,
you've been called Mangelli.
Oh, my students. I had one little bastard. I had a student at Barnegat High School. I won't name names.
Sounds like
he
a Todd.
insisted on pronouncing my name Mangelli, and he had this shit-eating grin on his face every time he said it.
I had students who called me Mr. Report.
Oh, really?
You know, like book report.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I wanted to kill him.
I was known as
students call
Mr.
me-
Jelly.
Those were the days when you could actually kill kids.
Oh, yeah.
You can't do that anymore.
No, that's frowned upon.
That's right.
I had students call me Mr. Max, and I always told them,
That's
it
my
made me feel
father's
old.
name.
I want you to call me Doug.
Really?
But these weren't kid students; these were adult students.
That makes a difference.
So, lots of other big stuff in the news. Today's a very special day. I'm sure you're aware, Tom.
What's that?
What day today is?
Oh, today is National Voter
it
Registration
is
Day.
National Voter Registration Day.
And so get out there and register to vote.
I think it's great. Every day, our country, they make every day isn't just a regular day.
Well, last week-
every day is covered.
Last
It's
week was
special
National Cheeseburger Day, and I celebrated by having a cheeseburger for lunch.
I think
or two.
I think it's wonderful that we live in a country that can
you
make
know what, though?
September 24th a special.
I don't want to interrupt, but I counted. There are exactly 13 days that are not associated with the national holiday. So, as a segment for today's show, Funny Talk would like to propose national days for these days that don't have a national day associated to it.
I think that's a great idea. I think we could.
So I'm
So-
gonna name a few. Doug is
And
gonna
please,
name a few.
and listeners, please vote. Write to us at Funny Talk.
funnytalkmm@gmail.com, and you can tell us which ideas you like best. I'll start with a couple, and then Doug will say a couple. First one I want to propose is National Amish Podcast Day. Not one of the more popular ones. National Lazy Eye Day. And I want to mention my ex-girlfriend had a lazy eye. She was seeing someone on the side. But
International listeners, comedy. That was comedy.
And I'll do one more. National Oblivious Driver Day. We can celebrate by driving with our blinker on all day. Doug, do you have any?
I had some ideas. I don't know that they're going to go over big. I thought celebrate those.
That's
the
a good
less,
one.
Celebrate those that are less fortunate than most people with a National Slug Day.
That'll fit on the mug.
International listeners, a slug is an escargot without a shell. I thought, actually, I don't know if this was you or me. It was you.
This is
The
Doug. my
old
co-host.
person spittle mouth day.
Yes. You ever notice when old people speak, they get the white spittle at the side of their mouth?
I thought National Toupee Day. And then while I was thinking of National Toupee, I thought a celebration of toilet paper, something that most people are intimately responsible.
I think toilet paper
familiar
on the heel of your shoe day.
That would be nice. I already can see a poster of it. I see a president walking onto Air Force One.
All right, so it's funnytalkmm@gmail.com. Here's a couple more. National Take Your Hemorrhoid to Work Day. Number 6, National Broadcaster with a Speech Impediment Day. Very, very popular in 2020. This is 2020. National Hold the Door Open at Wawa Day. I hate when the people
Like that's going to happen.
No, it happens all day. Hold the door open while you're halfway across the parking lot, and you feel obligated to rush to get there.
And I'm like, would you hurry up?
I can
How
open
long
my
am I-
own damn door.
And you do have to calculate whether their speed of approach and like at what point. Like if you calculated that they're there a second later, now you're being rude. But if it's like 3 seconds later, it's okay to.
This one I thought of when I thought of Greg. National, I thought it was a fart day. National Goiter Day.
Nice to know I evoked that from you.
Yes, thank you. National Attention Deficit. Hey, a fire engine day.
Is that a squirrel?
National Pedophile Day. It used to be called Halloween. National Stereotype Day and National Morbid Obesity Day. Those are my ideas.
Okay. You had me at National Slug Day. But
I think, if we can learn as a country to celebrate and recognize and appreciate A slug? You know, we might be able to appreciate people with different political views.
So, anyway, a horse walks into a bar.
Why the
bartender
long
says,
face?
"Why the long face?" So, Greg, you mentioned you're not on stage much. You're going to be on stage with Doug and I next Saturday.
I am. It's a rare performance.
Well, medium rare.
You know, I spend most of my time working on a nonprofit organization that works with foster children when they age out of foster care.
Okay.
And there's no shortage of children. So
Right.
that takes up a whole lot of my time.
Yeah.
But I do like to write funny songs, and I love to have a chance to perform with you and Doug. So yes, we're going to be in Flemington.
Ooh.
Why? Because every 6 months, for some godforsaken reason, we have to save Flemington. And comedy is the only thing that will do it.
Yes.
Well,
It's a bad
actually,
movie plot.
That's
waiting
not
to happen.
entirely true. I believe Mucinex also helps.
Yes, Flemington is very
Flemington.
popular in the cough and cold season.
That's right.
But yeah, you're right. We're doing this for the Friends of Historic Flemington.
Right.
And as far as I can tell, there's only one thing that happened historically in Flemington was the Lindbergh kidnapping baby kidnapping
And
trial.
Right, the trial was there.
Yeah, and that was like 600 years ago, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So we're still helping Flemington recuperate from that.
They're the friends of the historical
Friends.
society. It's not even the real historical society.
That's right.
You know, it's
It's the
funny
friends
though.
of.
You know what's sad? The Friends of
Your act?
Historic Flemington has some enemies.
Yes, they do.
Yes, they do.
We have,
But I actually learned, I did some research, the Friends of Flemington care about preserving Flemington, and there's a movement within the town that wants to build this big monstrous hotel and
We have a phone call,
condo
gentlemen.
development.
Can I get the
We have a phone call?
Yes, we do. Here you go.
Hello, caller. You're on the air with Funny Talk and
Hello?
Mangelli and Max.
Hello?
Hi, yes. Hi. Can you hear me?
Barely. Doc, could you raise the volume on that call? Go ahead, caller.
Like, hello?
Oh, that's better. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Can you hear us?
Hi, like, how you guys doing?
Oh, you sound familiar. Did you
Is this
call?
Bayonne?
Oh my God, I was afraid like you wouldn't recognize me.
Oh,
yeah.
it is. It's Bayonne Hilton.
Bayonne Hilton,
She
Paris's younger sister.
She was on the last call. Welcome once again.
How are you, Bayonne?
I'm doing great. Well, I'm doing pretty good actually.
Yeah, can I offer Funny Talk with Mangelli and Max's personal condolences on the loss
Thank
of your
you.
great-grandfather?
Actually, grandfather, like great grandfather's long gone. This was my grandfather.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, I didn't know. He passed?
Yes, Baron Hilton passed this weekend.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
He was like
Thank you.
150, wasn't he?
It's okay. Like it's all good, but we appreciate that. But thank you.
Bayonne, can I ask, was he a generous, very wealthy grandfather?
Like totally, yeah. Like
can't-
totally left everything to the family foundation. Yes.
And so, did it help your financial situation?
Oh my God, totally.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
What was your
Oh,
favorite, what was the best gift Baron Hilton ever gave you?
Ever in my life?
If you
Oh my
can-
God, the Ferrari for my 17th birthday was amazing.
Nice.
What color was it?
Oh, bright red. And those eyelashes on it, they were so cool.
Oh, that was your car.
Yeah. You
Okay.
saw it. Yes. Totally.
And how old were you when you got that?
17.
17 and a half, high school graduation, yeah.
Nice.
I'm sure all your, well, you must have gone to a private high school.
Well, of course, yeah. Only the coolest kids went there.
So were there competitions among what kind of cars you kids had?
Not once I got mine.
So, Bayonne, I know you've been to my shows and Doug's shows. Are you familiar with Greg Rapport?
This is the first time I'm like seeing him. He looks like he's got a guitar or something with him.
Yes.
Hi, Bayonne.
Hi, how are you?
Just quickly, Bayonne, do you like guitar players?
Totally. Like, I think they're so sexy.
I think we're getting somewhere here. I think we've made a breakthrough.
Bayonne, does your Ferrari trunk have enough room for a guitar?
Totally. We have enough. It's just if there's room in the back seat that we're worried about.
Ah, backseat reference.
Yes, I understand. I didn't need it clarified.
I don't believe Ferrari has a back seat. I thought it has a motor back there.
No, that's the problem. I know. Yeah. But it's okay because, like, I totally know where there's a hotel.
I'll bet you do. Several.
Can you imagine,
Totally.
though, that her
I can
dad
totally
named
get
her
it.
Bayonne? He had a Hilton in Paris, so he names her sister Paris.
Right.
He's like, what city am I gonna? What am I gonna name this daughter?
Exactly.
Bayonne.
He could have built an Elizabeth.
Well, yeah.
Well, Elizabeth would have been. That would have been fine. Yeah.
That would have been like a boring name, though, don't you think?
he could have had a hotel in Oxnard. You'd have been
Oh.
screwed then.
That's my brother's name.
Oxnard?
Nobody builds a hotel in Oxnard.
Yeah,
Have you ever
really.
been there?
Oh wow.
Well, like, no, but, like, we really hate that little brother, let me tell you.
How much
No,
older are you than him?
I'm sorry?
How much younger is he than you?
Oh, like 3 years.
So did you
But
used
he's
to
like
play?
light years in maturity, you know?
I do
You know
know.
how boys are.
I do know. So did you used to play practical jokes on him and stuff?
Oh my God, like all the time. But I mean, literally, you could just say hello to him and he would be lost. Like, what does that mean?
Well, Bayonne, before we get into moving on to our next topic of discussion, I wanna invite you personally to a show that I'm going to be on Sunday, this coming Sunday. It's going to be me, Rich Carucci, and a wonderful comic named Suzanne Linfante. I don't know if you've heard of her.
No, oh my God! Like, I will totally go see you guys. I got to see what her sounds like.
Yeah, so if you're in the area, if you're not, come on down.
How are you performing on a show with Suzanne Linfante?
What do you mean?
How does that happen?
They must have made an error. I don't know. But it's going to
Okay,
be at
lucky
Tierney's
you.
Tavern in
You know-
Montclair, Sunday the 29th, and it starts at 7:30.
Yes, I have heard of her. Yes,
Everyone
that's
has.
amazing.
Yep.
Oh, and Joanne, a number of our guests have been on that show. I
Yes.
see Joanne Filan and Rich
Joanne
Carucci.
Filan, Rich Carucci, a
have
lot of
been
people
on our
that have been
show.
on our show. You're absolutely right. So,
Can I, like, actually meet you, Tom Mangelli? Because that would be amazing.
yes, in fact, we can exchange autographs. Bring a blank check.
Very nice. Cool. Yeah, I could do that. It's so much money, it really just doesn't even matter to me.
All right, well, that's great. I'm glad you called in. I'm glad I got you that information, and I look forward to meeting you on Sunday.
Oh, same here. Thank you so much. And, yeah, all of y'all, like, that guitar there, again, so sexy. Just saying.
Well,
Very nice talking to you. Doug, good talking to you, too. And have a good night, everyone.
Bayonne, thank you so much for calling.
Bye, Bayonne.
thanks again.
Bayonne
Thanks.
Hilton, for all your hospitality needs
She'll keep a light on
in
for you.
Bayonne. Check out the Bayonne Hilton or the Oxnard
Totally.
Hilton.
But without further ado, I would like to introduce Greg Rapport, the phantasmical musician.
Without further ado, you introduced him 20 minutes ago.
I know, but I
he had a
introduced the
sign.
comic. I want to introduce the musician now.
Oh, so you're
He's-
going to introduce the same person as another person?
Yes, he's got a couple of songs for us, and I'd like him to.
He,
grace us
he's
with
even
his-
confused by that.
So, well, here's the thing, guys. I wrote 2 songs, okay?
Uh-huh.
And one is meant to piss off liberals.
Okay.
So it's a song about political correctness run amok. Okay.
Okay.
And the other is about Donald Trump.
Aha.
Okay. Because I always figured, why piss off half the audience when you can piss off
The whole
the
audience.
entire audience? Exactly.
That's always been our philosophy, I think.
But in order to, but I need to poll the audience in order to know what which song to play first.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay, you
So
go ahead and poll.
Are we guessing? Well, are we
Go on.
It's sort of hard to do that. So
Okay, audience, pay attention.
quickly press your
Hey!
red button.
Ooh.
Lady in the back, put your phone down. Okay.
So is it? Do you have a liberal audience or do you have a conservative?
We have
audience?
we have a
You're assuming we have an audience.
Yes.
yes, we have an audience.
I'm staying up late for you guys.
Our audience are all independents.
I am going to make an assumption
Okay.
that it is a liberal audience
Okay.
that stays up late and listens to comedy on the radio.
Okay.
Okay.
Doc, stand by to turn off his mic.
So I'm going to play the song that pokes fun at liberals first,
Awesome.
right? Then I'll do the Donald Trump song and get redemption after the fact. Okay.
Go for it.
So I heard this groove, right? And I thought, like, tell me if you agree. Like, this is the sexiest groove ever. You know, this is like this has Barry White written all over this groove. Unfortunately, now it has Doug Max written
Yeah,
all
really,
over it.
unfortunately.
And I heard this, right? I actually started to tingle a little, you know. And I looked up.
I'm actually tinkling a little bit.
I looked up and I realized I was in the men's room of an IHOP at the time.
Oh, Jesus.
It's true. And I went outside. I went outside the door and I looked at the sign, but it didn't say men's room. It said like, you know, multi-use.
Uh-huh.
And I thought, okay, that's what I'm going to write this song about. When did we get so sensitive? It's like every word seems to hurt. I can't write a song unless I clear it with my lawyer first. I see you out there in the audience so beautiful, and I want to be a good host. But I'm afraid if I say boo, I might offend a ghost. Now should I call you ladies or girls, women or gals? Or is all that too gender specific? And should I call you men or boys, dudes or guys? You know what? If I use the conventional ladies and gentlemen, some people will still feel marginalized. See, cause saying ladies and gentlemen doesn't take into consideration the feelings of all the emos and goths and zombies and people who identify as vampires. And you know what? You have to feel for the vampires because they just spend a fortune to get those teeth with the extra long canines, and then they spend the whole night bitching and moaning because they keep accidentally biting their lower lip with those extra long canine teeth. I don't mean to judge, but it seems to me telling people you're a vampire is not a sustainable fantasy. Are you woke? Are you woke? Doesn't mean you should take note of all injustice and never miss a chance to break balls. You've coined some cool expressions like microaggressions, and now we can't say manwich or manhole cover or man of war because they're not gender neutral. And another thing, I don't think it should be allowed to take a word or concept in common usage and co-opt it to mean something totally different and then tell me I'm the one who's crazy. Like, did you hear about this? There was an employment ad that asked for someone who's reliable and hardworking, and the ad was rejected because apparently that's offensive to the terminally lazy.
Hey.
We have to rename centipedes and millipedes because it's not right to define a species by the number of its legs. Now that last one's not true. I made it up just for you, but for 1 second you know you wanted to believe it. It's getting to the point where I'm so confused that I don't always know which bathroom to use. Are you woke? Are you woke? Does it mean you should take note of all injustice and never miss a chance to break balls? You're quick to take a leak on those who would misspeak. And now Kate Smith can't even sing at Flyers and Yankees games, even though in the 30s she was fat-shamed. And now we can't say Easter eggs. Do you know what we're supposed to say?
What?
Spring Spears.
No.
Just to please you. Are you woke? Are you woke? If you think about correcting what I say, it's just a joke. Don't get bent out of shape.
Well, I'm totally offended.
I smell a #1 song.
I'm offended.
That's a hit. Welcome.
I'm melting.
This is Casey Kasem. By the way, artichoke also rhymes with woke.
Where were you? Where were you when I needed that?
That was wonderful.
Thank you.
We should commission him to write our Funny Talk with Mangelli and Max theme song.
We need a theme song.
We do. You have any thoughts on a melody?
Not ones that I would share in case it's one that I
A melody.
I
I'm
mean, I would say
not.
it's you
Not the
privately.
lyrics.
I would-
Lyrics we got. The lyrics are going to be funny talk, funny talk, funny talk, funny talk with Mangelli and Max.
Alrighty then.
Yeah.
Actually, I was thinking like a Spike Jones kind of thing with old funny sound effects, like a slide whistle and
Sure.
kazoo and
Yeah,
that kind of
Spike
thing.
Jones, he was
What
the
about
original.
something like? How about? I'm thinking of Shaft now.
You're always thinking of that, Doug. I don't want to say anything, but
It's because I get it a lot, Tom.
I heard. So what's the other song that you have about Trump?
Do you want to hear it now?
I do.
Oh, all right. All right. So Donald Trump. I didn't want to write about him, really. I didn't sit down to do that because I figure, 4 years, 8 years, and then how much mileage can I get out of this song, right? But about 3 months into his administration, he wasn't really having a good time, And I was sitting there and I was thinking, a spaceship is going to land on the lawn and take him back.
The mothership.
To his home planet.
Okay.
And but he was having a really rough time, and
Was that Uranus?
He called a press conference, right? And he looked into the microphone, he looked into the cameras, and he said, "I really thought this would be easier. You're not being very fair. I wake up every day and overnight there's wars and strife, but I still need 3 hours to do my hair. I really thought this would be easier. I'd hang with models every day. I'd give them gifts of fancy Rolex watches, then grab their crotches, 'cause when you're a star, everything you do is okay. Figured I'd drop some bombs and win some wars, but by the afternoon I'd just be bored. I'd get that law and order thing restored, take 30 minutes, finish trade reform. 'Cause see, my brain works in little snippets, don't have the patience to maintain commitments. I try to give their workers half their pay. Boy, they love me at the KKK. I really thought this would be easier. I didn't think I'd sweat at all. I figured I could bark some orders, secure the borders, and when things get slow I could date my daughter. I really thought this would be easier. Beautiful women in my view. It turns out I wouldn't lose a vote, even if I shoot some folks in the middle of Fifth Avenue. I got my wife out of a picture book, 'cause I don't really like to read. She sells the clothes she wears to make some cash. I manufacture them in Bangladesh. I got two sons who really creep me out. They run the business, but I have my doubts. They think it's cool to play the Russian games. Put them together, they got half a brain. I really thought this would be easier. Figured I'd play golf even more. I tell everyone I love burritos, then screw Latinos, 'cause every move I make is a rating score. I really thought this would be easier. Thought there'd be lots more time for me. I figured I could tweet and play, watch Fox News all day, and be revered as America's #1 attention whore. Give me 2 weeks and I'll fix the economy. Give me 2 weeks, I'll make everyone fond of me. Give me 2 weeks and I'll fix all the roads and bridges. Give me 2 weeks and I'll deport all the midgets. Healthcare reform should not be on hold. Democracy has got me in a stranglehold. Don't they know that everything I do is the biggest, the bestest, the brightest, the smartest, the most glorious to behold? In fact, when I pee, it's not yellow, it's gold. I really thought this would be easier. I just need a little time. Oh hell, I'm just kidding. I'm in my 70s. I'll never change. I'll never get in line. But no matter what I do, no matter what I say, no matter how I screw you all in each and every way, I bet you'll vote for me again next time.
Wow. Amazing. I am in awe.
I hated that. Fake music. Fake song. Fake facts.
I love it. Thank
I
you so
hated
much,
it.
Greg Rapport. Talented beyond his own reckoning.
Horrible. Disgusting. A deviant.
I get that a lot, actually.
What's the other word he always used to use? It began with a D.
Pussy?
No, be with a D. Huge.
Huge. That's huge.
That was Hillary, basket of deplorable.
Oh,
Deplorable, yeah. Wonderful, Greg.
That was
So I guess we've lost our entire audience.
the whole damn, both of them.
Thank you, Greg. So, Tom, what are you going to be doing with your second and fourth Tuesdays of every month from now on?
I'm going back to the Zumba classes.
So, Tom and I were talking before the show about what we would talk about on the show.
This is also captivating, isn't it?
Let's see.
Can we bring up the J. Irwin production
Please.
fundraiser?
Yeah, that's
Because
good.
this is important. Jack Irwin and Chip Ambrosio's put together a fundraiser for a fellow comic who's got stage 4 pancreatic cancer. That's Joe Eichler, and the fundraiser is going to be at the VFW Hall on Madison Ave in New Milford, New Jersey. On what's the date? I don't see it here.
October 3rd.
October 3rd. And they're asking for you to go to friendsofjoe.brownpapertickets.com. And there's a $20 suggested donation per ticket. And they're asking, even if you can't go to the show, to buy a ticket or 2 or 6 to help in the cause. Because Joe and his family are fighting all kinds of crazy medical bills because of this. And we'd like to help him out. He's a really nice guy. He's a funny comic.
He's a wonderful comic.
And he's a nice person. So
You know, they say you fall in love with people that make you laugh. And Joe made me laugh.
Yeah.
People look at me and they laugh, but they don't fall in love with me. Anyway, and also, I hope we raise tons of money. But if there's a slight shortfall, I'll just remind Joe and or his family that I offer surgery for $129.
Here he goes again.
I've got to drum up some extra business, Tom.
Well, you know
This is how desperate I am.
I already opened a discount surgical center called Suit Yourself. But that's besides the point.
In America, suture is spelled S-U-T-U-R-E, but we pronounce it suture. Suit yourself.
So anyway, Joe Eichler needs your help. Go to friendsofjoe.brownpapertickets.com. Make your donation. If you can come to the show, it'll be great. It's going to be at the VFW Hall in New Milford. Doug and I are both comics on that show, as well as some other people.
Oh, you called me a comic. Thank you, Tom.
Yes, I slipped. So come to the show and help out a fellow comic. Thank you. This has been a PSA.
Yeah, it's sad.
Yeah.
Another reason to move this country towards universal health care. I see pleas from comics and other people on Facebook all the time to raise money to help them with their, whatever. Times are tough for a lot of people.
Speaking of tough times, we started talking about the Flemington show, and we didn't really finish. It's going to be this coming Saturday, September 28th, from 8 to 10 at Stangl Stage on Stangl Road in Flemington, New Jersey, and we're going to have a lot of funny comics and Doug on the show. Some of the people are...
Hey!
Sorry, you heard that?
I heard that.
He was
That's the
wearing
one
his
thing I
hearing
hear.
aid, people. So some of the comics on the show are Christy Curtis, Gerald Benford, Greg Rapport, Doug Max, Natty Bumper Car,
Woohoo.
yes, Pat Rocky, Pam DeButts, yes, that's her real name, and Tom Mangelli, myself.
Wow.
Yeah, or
And that's
Mangello.
his real name.
That's my real name.
In Japan, what do they call you?
No, in Japanese, no, in Chinese. She changes all my jokes.
In South Korea, he's known.
In Chinese, it's Tom and Jerry. So anyway, tickets are $25 in advance or $30 at the door. You can order tickets at eventbrite.com or friendsofhistoricflemington.org. And it's going to be a fun night.
And the thing is that you have to remember about this is if you're not familiar with Flemington and you don't know where the Stangl Stage is, okay, leave 6 or 7 hours early.
Oh, yeah.
Because it takes forever to find it. And when you found it, you won't believe that it's it.
And also a pro tip for you GPS users, it's Flemington, Flemington. Please do not make the mistake I made.
PH.
What was that, Doug?
I went to
went to
PHLEGM Ington. It's a town in Ohio. It did take me 6 hours to get there.
Absolutely.
And it's a horrible place.
It's Saturday night, right?
Yes,
It's Saturday night. I'm leaving right after the show. Right now.
It won't help.
So in other comedy ideas, kind of, actually, it seems like our Congress might be moving in this direction, but
What's that?
if Congress is not able to remove our president, I realized I have a method of taking our president out for a little bit.
What do you mean, out for ice cream?
Well, it wouldn't be ice cream. So my father's a 96-year-old World War II hero.
Now, wait a minute. The
He can get
FBI
close
isn't
to the
after us
president.
enough because of Greg's songs. You're going to bring this up?
I'm not plotting to kill our president.
Well, what are you planning?
Nor is he advocating.
I'll
it.
tell you what I'm thinking. I'll tell you what I'm thinking, and I know my father would be in favor of this. We get my father to have a catheter bag. He doesn't have one, but we could outfit him with one.
Uh-huh.
And in that, we'll put some Visine,
Okay.
and he'll get close to the president. We'll write him a note. I love you. I'm a POW, and I escaped. He'll love my father. My father will get close to him. And then what he'll do is he'll squeeze the bag
And
it'll
put
squirt
Visine in his
Visine
yoo-hoo?
into his oatmeal or whatever the president is eating, and it'll take him out of commission for a couple days.
Doesn't that give you the runs?
It'll give him
Yeah.
a little stomach distress.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not advocating more than that. The other idea I had was that if we could figure out what agent would give him the heartbreak of psoriasis, My dad could shake his hand, give him the heartbreak of psoriasis, and it would stop him from tweeting.
Was your dad really an escaped POW?
No, I just,
But
he really was.
he really was.
He really was.
He was in a slave labor camp.
No, he was not he was a slave laborer. He was
Oh.
not in a camp. He
Sorry.
slept along the road in the German winter for months.
And
That's amazing.
and he escaped, and he made it back to the United States, and now he's on the speaking tour at the various places.
Yep.
And his fate for all that is a bag full of Visine.
Yes, a bag of
To sprinkle on the
Visine.
president's
Or
oatmeal.
psoriasis.
Or psoriasis. Well, it's good to have a choice.
Moderate to severe psoriasis.
So, Tom, I have a note here about canola oil.
Canola oil. What about it?
We were
I'm in
talking
favor of
about
it.
canola oil in our pre-show warm-up. We normally will pick an oil to kind of warm up into the comedy
Oil
mood,
du jour.
the oil of the day.
Rats, I
and
missed
today our conversation was canola. So I learned
I
something about
read
canola
something
that I
that-
did not know.
I read
and
something
I think
that
people should know.
Canola oil is totally manufactured. There's no plant named the canola plant, like the olive oil or
Yeah.
sunflower seed oil.
Corn oil.
Yeah, it's
like
totally manufactured
synthetic,
and
like motor oil.
it's basically motor oil.
Uh-huh.
So and it's supposed to be bad for you.
Well, I know actually that you can use it in what do you call it? Those electric, not hedge trimmers and saws, chainsaws.
Oh, really?
Chain, you have to lubricate the chain.
Yeah,
Right.
Oh, thank
Canola
God it
oil
was a
works just fine
chainsaw.
really.
for that. If you don't have like chain oil.
Or if you don't have Visine,
Yeah.
you just chug that.
As Greg is talking, trying to figure out chain, he's
word.
doing this, and
Uh-huh.
talking about oil, and I thought he was going to go in another place.
So anyway, so why did you even bring that up?
Why did I bring canola oil up?
Yeah.
You and I, we prepped for the show. And canola oil, we were
We
gonna
had a
do like 7 minutes
conversation.
on
It doesn't
canola
mean
oil.
it's.
Did you not prepare your canola oil minutes?
No, I'm sorry.
Okay.
This is Doug Max, my co-host. Pray for me.
What did you do this for, Tom?
Fortunately, I wrote a song about canola oil. Hey, you want to hear it? Here it goes.
So, callers, anybody want to call in and ask us something?
So if you want to find out where my other shows are, you can go to comictomonjelly.com. I'm not a narcissist. I just thought I'd bring it up. And I also produce comedy shows. So if you need to do a fundraiser, and I don't want to step on J. Irwin Productions, so I'll stick to South Jersey. Give me a call at or contact me at comedyforhire@gmail.com. That's my commercial.
And if you want a wonderful comedy show, contact Tom Mongelli at Comic Tom Mongelli at, what is it? What's your
Comedy for Hire, and
Comedy-
it's the number 4.
Comedy for Hire, the number 4.
at gmail.com.
What?
We're,
Are you yelling at us, Doc?
okay.
We're on the air!
You couldn't tell, Doug.
Oh my God.
What are you complaining about now?
They're unprofessional.
Oh, come on. They can't. The people that are watching the show or listening to the show can't hear them.
Doc, what countries do we have loving us tonight?
None. Fredonia.
Doc, what countries are listening to
hold
us?
on, let me see who's here.
Where are we? Who listened to Greg?
You know, we have other planets
Let's see
listening
who's
too.
here. Hold on. I have, let's see, we have Olympia, Washington.
That's not a country.
That's okay.
No, wait, no, hold on.
He should know what
Australia.
the country is.
Australia. Okay.
Bundaberg, Queensland, Australia.
Nice.
Let me see the other countries. The Czech Republic. I can't pronounce it, so.
Check, please.
Brazil, Sao Paulo, Brazil. Colombia. Colombia's listening. I'm laughing too hard. France.
France.
And I'll do one more.
They
We
like
have,
the escargot
Let's
reference.
see. Brazil.
Brazil, you said that. Okay.
Yeah, another Brazil.
The other Brazil. Okay.
People in the Czech
Taiwan.
Republic should just go to bed now.
Yeah, I think so.
Doc, are
These
people
people do it
from the third Brazil listening to us?
No, they don't like us.
People from Largo, Florida, are listening.
I was really excited that week when we had
That
four
might be that
different
senior
Hungarian
citizen committee
countries
in
listening to us.
Largo.
Did you say Mar-a-Lago?
No, Largo, Florida is
Oh.
listening. So it might be that senior citizen committee, place in there.
Right. Seniors seem to like me for some reason.
Yeah.
Yeah. Me, I like sophomores, if you ask me. But anyway,
Also, American humor
with lack thereof.
to our international listeners. Okay.
I love the way you explain things to your
Well, it's
international audience,
they're not watching on Facebook. They'll be listening on internet radio. They don't have the visual cues.
Exactly.
And Tom thinks he can slip this comedy in.
Your sign-off should be
And,
the door is ajar, and then they can ponder it all week.
Doug, I haven't slipped anything in a long time.
So did I tell you about this woman I went on a very interesting date with?
No.
It was a while ago, before my current girlfriend.
You're going with that.
But this woman was like really into yoga, and blah blah blah. We're talking, one thing leads to another. She evidently knows the Dalai Lama, and she asked me if I wanted to go and meet him. Which is like, I love this guy. I don't know if you've seen him talk, but every time I hear him talk, I'm just energized, and I'm like so excited. So I traveled with this woman to see him. It was a long trip. Boy, we had to go through a lot.
Yeah.
We had to travel a great distance
Can imagine. Yeah.
and walk.
He doesn't want to imagine, but he can.
Some of it on a magic carpet.
Anyway, we approach the bottom foothills and begin walking up the final steps to where the Dalai Lama is, and I realize I'm going to meet one of the holiest men on earth, and I realize I have no idea what I'm going to say to this guy. Who am I? I'm nobody.
Ask him if he's got a cigarette.
I'm nobody. And we're getting closer, and I'm beginning to get worried.
So, don't keep us in suspense. What did you say to the guy? The holy man.
So I feel horrible about this, and I feel horrible for ruining the show, but
You never did before.
She said, I'd like to present to you my friend Doug Max, and I said, well, hello,
No.
No.
Dolly.
You said hello, Dolly.
I said hello, Dolly. I kind of said hello, Dolly, but it came out Dolly.
Carol Channing is turning in her grave.
And then I broke into a song. Greg, hit it! I said, hello, Dolly.
Well, this is our last episode of Funny Talk with Mangelli and Max.
Why would it be our last episode, Tom?
Because I quit.
Don't quit.
From now on, it's Funny Talk with Doug.
You know, you'd have to imagine him saying,
No,
"Boy,
I have to
Max.
come up with another name. It would be Talk. It would be called Talk
Yeah.
with Doug.
Right.
Or Don't Talk with Doug would be better. Doug Talking.
You'd have to imagine the Dalai Lama saying, hey, good joke, I never heard
Yeah,
that
never
before."
heard that one
I bet
before.
he hadn't. I bet I'd be the first to him.
The Dalai Lama. Well, you're in luck. I heard the Dalai Lama has no sense of humor.
Okay, you know something? You can criticize me for this story, but the alternative, I believe, was a story you were going to tell called Peeing in a Boot.
I'm not going to tell the story.
Okay.
Peeing in a boot. In Canada, never mind.
So in other news, did you hear Placido Domingo has stepped down in his
Yeah,
role
the
as
man.
lead after 50
right.
years being honored because of sexual impropriety?
Really?
Placido Domingo.
Yeah, in his resignation speech, he said, hey, it was worth it, guys.
So it's not Flacido Domingo, though.
Now it's Flacido Flamingo, and he'll be doing an exhibit with his flaccid parts at the Bronx Zoo.
He
Second and
performs on a-
fourth Tuesday of every month.
They honored him about 6 months ago.
Did they?
50 years. He was
Yeah.
the first to have done 50 years. Yeah.
Wow.
And I guess at some point, he's like, hey, I'm Placido Domingo. I can do whatever I want. When you're famous,
Anything you do is okay.
Just ask the president.
Yeah.
So, on that note, what else did we want to talk about before we
our comedy certificate program.
Greg, we didn't mention this to you, but Doug is in.
He's gonna start a new business.
He wants to start a new process where comics have to be certified.
Okay.
Like a bus driver
I
has
think
to.
that's safer than surgery, you know?
For
So
Doug,
I
yeah.
think that's good.
And for
My
those
idea is
patients-
you send us a videotape, we count the laughs,
Uh-huh.
and we calibrate them, well, big, medium, and small laughs. And when you reach a certain level, you receive your certificate and can call yourself a comedian.
Okay.
That's like 5 minutes, you have to get 25 laughs. For a master certification, 10 minutes, you get 50 laughs.
Mind you, this is Doug's idea. I'm not condoning any of this.
You get a Grand Master certificate when you do 15 minutes and get 75 laughs. Is that unreasonable?
Totally.
25 laughs.
Completely. Well, 3 laughs a minute. A laugh every 20 seconds.
5 minutes
right?
a
Would be
laugh.
5 minutes.
5
would be
laughs a
15
minute.
Laughs.
Right.
5 laughs a minute.
3 laughs a minute.
No, I'm doing it
Yeah, I know.
5 minutes.
I did the math.
5
I'll
laughs.
go back to calling myself
That's
a singer-songwriter.
A laugh every 12 seconds.
Yeah.
I could do a laugh every 12
Every
seconds.
12 seconds?
If I only had like a 14-second performance.
You know how in karate they measure your level of competency with the colored
Yellow,
belt?
orange.
Yeah.
Well,
What
we
do you
should have
want?
color clown shoes or something like that.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
White, yellow, orange,
Mm-hmm.
brown.
We can have blue shoes for people that have dirty jokes.
Oh, I like that.
I know you do.
I know who would get brown shoes.
What does brown shoes signify?
The crappy humor.
Oh,
Nazis.
Yeah. Crappy humor.
Right.
The Nazis had horrible senses of humor.
did they?
I didn't know if you knew that about that.
Like that famous Nazi joke, what's green and flies over Germany?
Shut up, I will shoot you! What is green and flies over Germany?
Snazis.
Oh, Oh, my
Compliments of Dixie Riddle Cups, 1976.
oh my God. So, on our next episode of Funny Talk with Mangelli and Max, we will be celebrating my good friend and co-host Tom Mangelli's birthday.
Ooh.
And for that, we will
Thank
be doing our version of This Is Your Life, Tom Mangelli. And we will have many celebrity participants and family, former teachers, those you've offended, some of whom have yet recovered and are now talking about it.
And that's going to be October 8th because Funny Talks airs live on the second and fourth Tuesday of every month. So our next show is going to be October 8th, and it's going to be a lot of fun, a lot of improvised stuff, and
Is there going to be cake?
look at me. Is there going to be cake?
You know,
It's going to be a
birthday, guests, all kinds of stuff. I haven't heard food yet.
it's
Great.
going to be a monogot cake.
My favorite vegetable is carrot cake, okay? That's all I'm saying.
It's going to be a lasagna with the cream cheese dressing. And in other news, if you want a comedy show, we would not be here entertaining you the world over and in Colorado if it were not for the behest of Jack at
Jay Irwin.
Jack at jirwinproductions.com. If you
Thanks,
want a
Jack.
comedy show, write to Jack. Fundraiser, private parties, birthday parties, celebrations.
Jack's one of the good guys.
He's a great guy, and he's a great guy to work for as a comic. He sells out whatever venues that he puts on. He's great at selling tickets. He's great at putting together wonderful shows where the acts complement each other.
And you know what else he's really great at? I've noticed this when he's in the audience.
Table tennis?
He knows when the comic wants people to laugh, and he'll laugh. And he's like the only one that will ever do that for me.
So he's like the shill, the comedy shill.
He's like the one that laughs. Yes. He's like, Doug intended that to be funny. I'm going to show support. It's nice.
Well, God bless Jack Irwin,
Yeah.
or Jack Hoffman, I should say.
And Jay Irwin.
J. Irwin Productions. So anyway, this has been the Funny Talk with Mangelli and Max.
Brought to you by Mucinex and canola oil.
And J. Irwin Productions. I'm Tom Mangelli.
I'm Doug Max,
I'm Greg Rapport.
and this has been.
Funny Talk with Mangelli and Max.
And now we go out with our theme song. Okay, play.
Our theme
play.
song.
Play.
Here,
Funny talk, funny talk, funny talk with Mangelli and Max. Funny talk with Mangelli and Max. Funny talk, funny
didn't know
talk.
he couldn't sing.
Funny talk with Mangelli and Max. Funny
he
talk,
can.
funny
Not
talk,
only can he
funny
tell
talk.
jokes, but he can't sing.
I can't sing. I can do nothing exceptionally well.
Doug has no right to have a microphone. And thanks for tuning in. Peace out.
Turn this off.